team at Electro Co have been going nuts behind the scenes at their testing facility, Electroland, and have released a full lineup that can be a little bit daunting and slightly confusing if you're just used to the 60-volt light RTR and the 72-volt heavy OG. Now there's a Kart and a XL frame version and a high-powered little frame version, high-powered big frame version, and there's now a new motor package that looks and I'm sure performs insane called the Revolver. This is going to be a comprehensive breakdown of the 2026 lineup of Electro & Co bikes, carts, and parts for the RTR. And this isn't just going to be me reading off the descriptions of the landing page because you can do that yourself, but I'm going to squirt you full of a little antidotal juice, owner's perspective. As we're going through this lineup, something I want you to keep locked in the back of your tuchus is that there is an exclusive discount for my audience down there in the description below, Humble 5. So if you see something that you like, go ahead and knock off a couple of shekels. That is also an affiliate link, so I get thrown a few nickels for referring you, which I do greatly appreciate. The Electro & Co website, somewhere I've spent an absurd amount of time and also made a full walkthrough a couple months ago of all the upgrade parts, which is a lot for the RTR light and heavy, whole page worth of juice. There's now a new splash screen which does rotate through a couple of cool flashy graphics. So I thought this was interactive, where if you click on each one of these it would take you to a different page, but it's all the same thing. It's their new model lineup. Oop, it just switched over there. And it can be, this is kind of a weird way to browse. Easiest way to browse the vehicles is up here at the top. They have a vehicles button. Go ahead and click the hell out of that one. ETM RTR, you can select that. There's now 3 models. There used to be 2, but the OG, which was just called the RTR, I personally called it the 72-volt heavy, is now called the Sport, but it is a little different. Not just the decals on the plastics, but you do have the Revolver motor and a larger chain shipping from the factory. 60-volt light over here is $2,000. That's before any kind of discounts like the code I have down there in the description below that I mentioned in the intro. This is a good beginner pit bike. If you got a small ladder lass at home, or you just don't require the kick in the pants phase amp torque that you get from a 72-volt twist to the crack of the throttle, this is still a very respectable bike. And there is ways to convert the 60-volt light to a 72-volt heavy over time if that's the upgrade path that you choose. Over here, the Alpha, the top dog, 18 kilowatt peak output. I just watched the video that Electro released today on the Alpha, which is a phenomenal bike, but my whole what I'm going to tell you right now is, unless you are racing this small electric pit bike, the Alpha is a straight up race application. My custom RTR Betty has the 13 kilowatt package with the high speed motor in it, and I personally honestly do believe that is too much for that platform that size. A pit bike is good around the 8 to 10 kilowatt peak range. The mid-weights like the Light Bs and the E-Rides, 16 to 20 kilowatts is juicy. Something a little bit bigger like a Ultra B, you can go ahead and stretch that to 25 or more. This is a full-blown race bike where you can run it wide without it getting hot. Everything is CNC machined for additional frame rigidity, and the battery is 80 volt nominal all the time and 92 volt peak, as opposed to 72 volt nominal and 81 peak on the upgraded battery pack like what Betty's sporting right now. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time I've bought an upgrade part for Betty, and then Electro immediately releases a better version. It happened with the chain. First there was the gold upgraded chain, then the thick boy dropped literally a week after I bought the other one. Same thing with the high torque motor. I had that for, oh golly jeepers, about a month, and then the noisy Cricket True Moto controller kit with the high speed motor, which is recommended to be paired with that controller. The nitty gritty is this: the Alpha I only recommend for 2 camps. If you want the highest end flagship beast pit bike and you've got the wallet to back it up, this is the toy that you want right here. Or if you are racing this bike, as this is designed specifically as a race application, you can get 18 kilowatts peak for those whole shots. Kind of unnecessary for street riding. It's a struggle to keep the front wheel down in the 13 kilowatt mode on the True Moto kit that I have installed. So that's just a little antidotal thing. The RTR XL, there is 2, this is weird, there's like an empty pedestal over here. There is 2 versions with different power plants. You will have the regular RTR powertrain, and then you will have the new Alpha powertrain. The main notable difference with the XL or extra large line is indeed that these are larger bikes. They do come with the big wheel kit, a 1417. All the bikes are shipping with 420 chains, which are substantially thicker than what the OG were shipping with. Longer wheelbase, swing arm, and fork. So this is a larger platform if you want the ergonomics of a bigger bike. So the XL is size-wise like a Sur Light B. So a great alternative, a much better alternative than a stock Light B. Light Bs are great if you want to just dump a bunch of custom parts into them because they have a huge aftermarket, but that's neither here nor there. Back to the page, please. Alpha, little overkill, sister. 18 kilowatts? That's more than an eRide 3.0. 16 kilowatts, that is exactly what an eRide 3 sports. 15.8, everyone just rounds up to 16. Comes with a 35 amp hour Samsung battery, so that is the extended range mod pack, not the touring pack, which I don't really think the extra 10 pounds is worth that crazy range unless you're going on some kind of Dumb and Dumber like mini bike road trip. I've done quite a few downtown street rides that I've uploaded videos of. Some of those get pretty lengthy. We explore all kinds of cool areas, and I'm never starving for battery, even with the stock 25 amp hour. Definitely not the upgraded 35. Something that kind of ticks my biscuits is all these bikes do come with the new upgraded revolver motor. I just bought the high speed motor, and they just dropped a new one that's even better. Little asterisk, a CGI rendering of what the bikes are most likely going to look like. They're probably going to look damn near identical to that. So the XLs are a mid-size e-moto, so in line with an e-ride Light B, which an e-ride is a little bit bigger than a Light B, but they're in the same class. These are pit bike size, although with the 14-inch supermotos and the high-rise bars, I'm 5'11 and a half, and it's a very comfortable upright position. I'm never hunched over or feel like I'm on a small bike, despite the fact that it is a small bike and I could pick it up and throw it in the back of a vehicle or whatever. So it's like the best of both worlds. Comfortable for a big guy or gal. It's still a small bike and portable, maneuverable. XL, you're losing a little bit of that because you got the big wheel kit and a bigger frame and swing arm. In this class of size, you have a lot of crazy competitors like the eRide 3.0. For those of y'all that don't know, that's the other e-moto that I own. The Rizzler! Are you dripping with Riz, my boy? This bike is over here. So this is a RTR Lite powertrain, meaning the controller, battery, and battery tray compartment, and the motor are the same, but the similarities do end there, as this is more of a street-oriented bike. It comes with a headlight and tail light. It's definitely not meant for any jumps or dirt bike style stuff, ripping trails. You might be able to get away with some light fire road, but that's about it, my boy. You got street tires on 6-inch dish wheels. You have a storage compartment under the seat, which is nice for city riding for sure. A little bottle of water in there. This comes with stunt pegs, as the shtick of the Rizzler is that it's meant for stunting. You can stunt the bejesus out of an RTR on supermotos, but the Rizzler is a very cool, interesting bike in the lineup. It's definitely more of a street cruiser for stunting. You got stunt pegs, stunt bar, brushless motor with heaps of torque to pop that little front end up for you whenever you need it. Also, the brakes are different. The brakes will give you more initial bite and modulation feel for wheelies on the Rizzler, but less brake fade and more long-term performance, less fade, in racing scenarios on the brakes for the RTR and RTR Lite, if that makes sense. So more control and modulation, good lever feel on the Riz. Saving the best for last, or just a huge surprise. Frame-wise, this looks very similar to Logan Taylor's custom build, but this is ready to run. Anyone can buy this thing. 40 plus miles an hour. This is not a racing cart. It's not meant for acceleration, top speed, crazy handling. It's meant for drifting. This is a purpose-built drift rig. It's got that crazy steering angle where you're staring out the side. Well, there's no window, but looking over your shoulder, drifting this thing practically sideways because you've got that insane steering angle. Build quality at a glance looks really good. I like drift carts more than razor crazy carts, which isn't really drifting. You're just on caster wheels, so when you pull up that ripstick, you're just rolling around. But this is actual drifting, where you've got two rear wheels braking traction. Is it $3,500 cool? That's up to you. If you were to build something like this, you could probably do it a little bit cheaper, but you would have to have some DIY knowledge. This does look put together like what we've come to expect from Electro Co. So that's the lineup, but we're not quite done yet. So why don't you sit back down? I saw you trying to get up. Over here in shop, drop down, ETM RTR parts, upgrades. This is also laid out really good on the mobile phone. We've covered all of these upgrades in my previous video. This is new. Revolver. This is a promotional price. It's even mentioned down here, limited entry pricing. This will not be this cheap for long. Cosmetically, this looks so fucking cool. Thick, meaty sprocket, so you're not breaking teeth with the high torque that what this beast is going to produce for you. You do need to select your wheel size. So if you have the 14-inch street tires or the big wheel kit, you're going to select the 14 inches. This will come with the 420 chain. Important note, this doesn't require a tune, but it is highly recommended. And unlike the stock motor or high torque upgrade, where the tune is just to raise the thermal temperature 30 degrees Celsius. So if you're racing, you can run her wide without tapering back performance after a few laps. This actually does give you not just that, but more top speed and torque. So you're low in acceleration and your top speed. That's recommended for you. Important note with the Alpha is that the third power level that does unlock the 18 kilowatts, that's not really nominal. You're not going to stay in that mode and just be ripping on it in 18 kilowatts taperback performance eventually, even with that revolver motor. Whole shot mode's designed for something like drag racing, getting the whole shot in a motocross race, something where you need an absurd amount of power in this little frame. 18 kilowatts. There's a direct competitor to the Alpha that was just recently released or announced, I should say, available for pre-order. That is the Altus Delta. Comparing these bikes tech specs side by side, the Alpha, while more expensive, does have more premium CNC machine parts and a higher peak power of 18 kilowatts as opposed to 13, which is identical to the TrueMoto controller and upgraded battery pack that I have in the RTR currently. So you can juice up an RTR or Lite to be on the level power-wise as a Delta, or you could get this freaking thing racing, or you just want to be able to tell your neighbors, I have a 70-mile-an-hour electric mini bike in my garage, you fucker. But if you already own an Altus Sigma and you want the baby version of it parked next to it, a lot of these other e-moto companies like E-Ride, for example, you could have a SR or 3.0, they're bigger bikes, and then the Mini, their pit bike, right next to it. It looks cool. You got the big one, the little one. Well, it's actually more like it's kind of small one and an even smaller one. But if you got a little ripper at home and he is just climbing the ranks of the divisions, he's going through the whoops, he's hitting doubles to flat. If you want the best of the best, this is it right here with the price tag to match. $4,300, which actually is pretty reasonable. Speaking of pretty reasonable, all the bikes seem to have had their price lowered across the board. The Sport, which is a now upgraded version of the 72 volt heavy original, as it does have the revolver motor in it with this purple wiring through there and a cooler looking, I would have left these decals on with the fake carbon fiber. Yeah, that looks cool. Well, I would take this one off right here. That looks tacky to me, but this right here with the carbon fiber, I'd leave that on there. But it actually does break down on their website what is different for 2026 versus if you were to go on Facebook Marketplace and get a used RTR 72 volt. The new revolver motor that gives you more low end torque for getting out of sand pits, for getting up hills, for popping wheelies, and it looks really cool. Better chain and sprocket. So my biggest complaint, the Achilles heel, the weak point that was breaking or just getting loud on people, requiring a lot of cleaning and lubrication, that thing's gone, upgraded. This has a new peg bar, so that is going to give you more structural rigidity, a stronger frame basically. Same thing with the swing arm. The brakes on the RTR, good but not great. They stop the bike quite quickly, but if you are trying to do wheelies, the back brake simply needs upgrading because it doesn't have that modulation feel where you can get back to balance point, let off the throttle. If you don't have the TrueMoto controller, there is no regen when you let off the throttle, so you need to rely on your back brake to bring you back down to reality. It'll keep you from looping out, but it doesn't give you that, look at my finger, sweetheart, what I'm doing right here, control, where you're on the brake and you're just like zip-boo, zip-boo. I don't know what's with the sound effects, but if you've tipped back in balance point, you know what I'm talking about. It's very hard to do with the stock brakes. This has new brakes. That's fucking great. Another upgrade. This is kind of making me want to, I was going to say sell Betty and get this new bike. I don't know. Me and Betty have been through so much together. I know how she feels underneath me and she likes me atop her. It's mutual. I'm going to keep her around. But this has a new BMS, so you can discharge deeper, go longer, give it more power, and a new thermal strategy to improve temperature stability. So that was a problem that I ran into where my stock bike was turning off in the Florida heat. That was actually the main reason that I upgraded to the high torque motor. Wasn't for the high torque. It was so I could ride my bike in the summer without it overheating. Sounds like that's not even an issue anymore on these new bikes, as well as a whole bunch of other upgrades upgrades, and it's $100 cheaper than original. So that's just a better bike across the board. The light is a tremendous value. You are almost at $2,000 flat, and as you get complacent with the power and a little more shekels in the piggy bank, you can upgrade the powertrain to make it a 72 volt heavy, or even faster than that. Once you've got this frame, this platform, the RTR, you're in the family. Once you're here, you're family. Go ahead and crack a couple of breadsticks of upgrades. Something to note, these bikes are not waterproof, so if you're thinking about taking your electric bike and just jumping it into a pond, don't do it. Think twice. That is the entire lineup for 2026 from Electro Co. Tons of new bikes. We've got bigger frames, we've got more power, an electric drift cart purpose built, and a new revolver motor, which is shipping in the new bikes, but you can also upgrade your existing light or RTR heavy 72 volt. If you saw something you liked in this video, a whole vehicle or an upgrade part for it, or replacement part because you were having too much fun with it, Humble 5 is going to knock you off 5%, and I will see you next time.